In this lesson, we're going to focus on interpreting two-way tables and finding the percents in two-way tables. So let's look at some examples of that. So this is a two-way table. It's got two ways of reading the information. So here we have a survey ask a random sample of students if they estimated they spent more or less than an hour a day on social media. Okay, so here is what was surveyed and the results. Okay, 7th grade, they spent more than an hour. 11 people spent more than an hour a day on social media. 15 people spent less than an hour a day on social media, for a total of 26 people in the 7th grade that were surveyed. 8th grade, same information. 25 people spent more than an hour on technology. 30 people spent less than an hour on technology, for a total of 55 people. Okay, and then you can see how many were totaled for the more column, how many are totaled for the less column, and then we can look at, well, how many people were surveyed. How would we figure out how many people were surveyed? Well, you take your total amount of 7th graders and your total amount of 8th graders, add those together, and you get your total. Or you can take your total for your more, total for your less, add those together, and both times, if you add those, you're going to get 81. Okay, so specifically, and you can be given so many different questions for these tables, and you're looking to answer them. For example, how many 8th graders estimated they spent more than an hour a day on social media? So how many 8th graders, so what we're looking at here are the 8th graders that they spent more than an hour a day. So we're finding 8th graders and the more column. So we know that our answer would be 25. So you specifically just look for the pieces of information that you're being asked to identify. Let's look at another one. All right, here is another random sample of students that was surveyed and asked to list their grade level and whether or not they have a pet. So you can make surveys and ask people lots and lots of different questions. So here is our survey and here are your results. We can see this 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders were surveyed. The amount of people that have pets, no pets, the total amount with no pets of people is 62. What's this total telling us? Anytime we look at a table, we should really look at what it's telling us. This 134, that's giving us the total of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And then both directions, the pets and no pets should also add together and make that 134, because everyone surveyed falls in either the pets or no pets category. So how many total pets, how many total students have a pet? So where would you look for that? You're going to find the section that talks about pets, have a pet, and then total. We're going to come down to the total category and find that 72. All right, and if we're going to look at two-way tables and finding percents, so then we're going to take this and just do it a little more challenging. Finding percents. How do you find the percent of a number? It's been a while since we've done this. Okay, so let's look again at the table. People were surveyed on their favorite sport, and they were sorted by age. Okay, so favorite sport, sorted by age. And we need to find out what percent of people under the age of 21 prefer soccer. So first of all, we have to identify our information. Under 21, soccer. Okay, what percent of people under 21 prefer soccer? How do you find a percent? To find a percent, you're going to take the amount of people under 21, which is your total. You're going to need to know the total amount of people that were surveyed, which is 48. And then how many people liked soccer, which is 10. In order to find a percent, you take the what you know, the percent that you know, divided by the total, which is 48. So we're talking about the total soccer of what we needed to know, divided by the total amount of people in the under 21 category. When you do that, you end up with a decimal And in order to change a decimal to the percent, remember you move the decimal 2 places to the right, which would be 20.8. And it did tell us to round this to the nearest whole number, so that 8 is big enough to change that 0 to a 1. So 21% of people under the age of 21's favorite sport is soccer. All right, we have another survey where they estimated the amount of time more or less than an hour a day on social media, okay, displayed here in the table. And we're asked to find the percent of students estimated that they spent more than an hour a day on social media. How many students spent more than an hour a day? Notice this one does not say 7th grade or 8th grade, so we're taking the total number of people that spent more than an hour a day on social media. And in order to find percent, we're trying to find percent. Remember, we take what our desired information divided by the total. And when you take 27 divided by 60, put that into your calculator, you will get 45/100ths. To change that to a percent, remember you move the decimal 2 places to the right to get 45%. All right. So we've gone over several examples of what you're going to see in this lesson. Feel free to go back, revisit the recording. Otherwise, go through and finish tonight's homework. Your goal is to get 10 right in each category. Let me know if you have any questions or need any additional help.